Well, I'm Gayle Gross, and I own Reserve Art Gallery here in Woodland Park. And today we have Michael Gault with us, and he is an artist, a very popular, famous artist, as I'm told. And he is going to be part of the Mountain Arts Festival that we have coming up in August. And Pat Hill is here, and she's with the Pikes Peak Courier, and she's going to be doing an interview with Michael.
So here we are.
Okay, so here we are. So tell me about your work, a little bit leading up to, your...
Okay, so we've lived in Colorado for 27 years. We moved out here specifically for my art career. We owned a screen printing graphic arts business for about 15 years. I decided to sell it out and move out here and pursue painting with some midlife crisis when I was about 45. I have a master's degree in fine art, and so spent a lot of time on this stuff. Decided I wanted to be an artist when I was about 6 or 7. So the media, I print mainly in oil. I've done pastel, I've done monoprint. I'm really hung up on oil painting. I really like I love the media because it's so malleable. I tried acrylic. I do frescoes or murals in acrylic because of the size. But the oil paint is just so gestural. You can make just really juicy, nice brush strokes. And so I paint on linen, which canvas only lasts around 100, 120 years and it starts to deteriorate. Linen lasts 500 years. So most of the paintings we see in museums have been restored numerous times. But they actually, I don't know how they do it, but they actually remove the image itself and put it on a new substrate. So if you get famous enough.
There you go. That's the trick. And so you love landscapes.
I do. The Colorado landscape. This is down around Telluride.
Is it?
And this is in Wyoming. So, thank you. I do still lifes occasionally. Don't do many. And I do animals once in a while.
Do you?
We may have the show here in the gallery sometime in the near future, and I'm going to try and show a little bit of what I do. Still lifes are good for discipline.
Sure.
The landscape, the problem with the landscape is that, I did a lot of plein air. The landscape changes constantly. I taught in 3 different colleges.
Okay.
But I taught at a small college in Iowa called Graceland. And there were 3 years. And then I taught at Missouri Western, which is now a university. It was a state college. Taught computer graphics, actually.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When we owned our graphics screen printing business, I taught myself computer graphics. And then out here I taught art appreciation and 2D design. I love UCCS, it's a great campus.
Well, I love having your work here at this gallery, but you've been in other galleries. Where else have you been?
Oh, God. I've had galleries in Santa Fe, Vail, Aspen, Boulder, Denver, Colorado Springs.
So we're going to have a one-man show coming up here at the gallery, at Reserve Art Gallery in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And you have to deal with me then.
I will.
And so for the art show, what are you going to have? Going to have a lot?
I just finished a couple of fox paintings. I love fox.
Oh.
And a friend of ours named one of them. It's a fox that's got a mouse right in front of him, but he's looking at the viewer. And so the title of it is It's Mine. She came up with the title. And the other one is a fox chasing a red bird, and it's called On Point. So we have fox all over where we live. I mean, they're great.
So you'll have that, and you'll have a selection.
May have a still life or 2, and then a lot of Colorado landscape.
Okay.
I do non-representational work. But the non-reps are really great because it makes you think about your brushwork.
Oh.
You're not hanging your brushwork on an armature of representation. You're not painting a rock or a tree or a cloud. You're painting paint. And so simply what I ask myself one question when I go to do a non-rep. How do I make paint interesting? And so basically that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make interesting paint. And you use the same plastic elements that you use in representational work. Color, light, shape, form, line, all of those things. But you're using it in an entirely different way. Non-reps are harder to do than representation because they're almost like free writing, free association. I don't know where they're going to end up. You know, I start off with a concept. Well, I'm going to do this. It's primarily red, or I'm going to do something with a lot of chiaroscuro, lights and dark, and then they just take off on their own life. But they take a lot longer to work.
Did you ever have lessons, or?
I'm sorry?
Did you ever have lessons, or you're self-taught?
Well, I mean, it's all part of my master's degree in
Yeah.
painting. I mean, it's painting is painting.
Yeah.
And so the concepts, you know, your impetus is what do you want to communicate? And so, you know, as I've grown as an artist, I've learned to have a more clear voice in what I want to express. The thing I see with a lot of young artists or artists who are beginning, their problem is they want to be creative. They want to have that. That's what, you know, that whole process of being creative. But they don't take it any deeper than that. Well, what do I want to communicate? What do I want this painting to say? They just want to do the process. And then you've got the artists who are all they're worried about is a product. And if you get hung up in the product, then your process stinks and you don't do a very good painting. You have to be focused on the process. It's the act of painting that counts. The product happens, you know, whether you're aware of it or not. If you're focused on the process, the product comes out. But if you focus on the product, then the process isn't any good and the product doesn't come out very good.
Interesting. So it's wonderful. So you're excited.
I am
This is your
excited.
hometown.
I need to do this. I need to, I'm at the point in my life where I need to give back. You know, I haven't seen somebody interact with my artwork since I was airbrushing t-shirts at car shows. And I did that for a long time when we lived in Missouri. You know, I pulled a 57 Chevy up and I put it on a t-shirt. And all was a hoot. The problem with galleries is you take your work in as an artist, you take your work in and say, okay, here, sell this. And then you leave. And very rarely you get at an opening, which she had a great opening. I mean, I loved the opening I participated in with the last show. At an opening, you get some feedback. I had a couple of one-man shows in Santa Fe, and you get feedback, but they're really far and few between. I mean, and so the classes and doing the festivals, I haven't done an art fair. I've never done it. I'm doing the Broadmoor this month.
Are you?
I got into Broadmoor, it's the 22nd, 23rd, and then I'm doing the show here in Woodland Park in August. So I'm really excited about that because I haven't seen people respond to my work forever, and I'm really looking forward to that.
That's great.
I showed in Vail for about, 20 years probably.
Did you?
And they've built the Araba Hotel, have you heard of it? A 5-star hotel in Vail. Beth Slifer Designs approached me and wanted to know if I would do some painting. They wanted to have original paintings in the rooms.
Wow.
Yeah, as opposed to prints. And so she approached me about doing 3 paintings in 36 rooms. Small, like 9 by 12s, 11 by 14. And wanted to know if I could do it, and I said, sure. And they had to be Colorado landscapes. And so I delivered sets of 20 to her. Her office was in Beaver Creek. She was a resort designer, big time. Slifer Designs, they're a big deal, I guess. And so I delivered the first 20 paintings, and then she had the right to reject, and I think she rejected 1 out of the 20. And so about a week later, she called me and she said, we'd like to do another, I don't know, I think I wound up doing 100 paintings all told. And they bought 1 big one for somewhere in the lot. I've never been to the hotel.
Oh, you haven't?
I've never
You just went to her office.
I've never seen them. So I wound up doing about 100 paintings for them.
Wow.
They also commissioned other artists, but it was a big deal. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and I wondered if I could rise to the challenge. I did these paintings in like 4 months, and so it was real motivational for me. The great thing about this stuff that's coming up, you guys, is I've been kind of in a dry spell in the studio. You know, when you got 100 paintings in your closet, it's hard to be motivated to make more paintings to put in the closet. And so just getting into these art fairs and thinking about it has motivated me, and I'm just painting my butt off. I mean, I'm having a ball. But it
And
really,
Michael did get the best of show.
I
here
did
in the
at this gallery. I did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
And that was judged by a director up in Aspen. and also Illinois and North
Wow.
Carolina.
That,
So,
I'm very flattered, yeah.
yeah,
I'm always a little bit surprised when that happens.
yeah.
I'm my own worst critic. I paint over about 40% of what I do. Yeah. Easily, I would easily
Well, don't
say.
paint over these.
No, they're done.
No.
I hang around the house, and my house looks like a damn gallery. I hang around the house and look at them. And after a period of time, if I don't want to paint on them, they're done.
40% is a lot.
You know, it is, but it is. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's not that you're not qualified or you're not doing good work. It's that the work doesn't reach your mind's eye. And so, yeah, you know, yeah. I guess if I were a writer, I don't know how many false start books I would have. You know.
I thought of that. It's-
Yeah, writing. You know, you get a mental block writing.
Exactly. So tell me when the show is.
So the show is August 12th and 13th. Oh yeah, August 12th and 13th, and it's going to be at Memorial Park. So that was
That's gonna be
the
nice.
big transition.
That's going to be nice, though.
Yeah, and we have over 50 new vendors.
Wow. How many do you have total?
We have 99 plus 6 food vendors.
Wow.
So
That's
it's
exciting.
huge.
This is interesting.
Yeah. So it'll be on
That'd
the
be great for
12th
the
from
town.
10 to 5.
10 to 5.
And on the 13th from 10 to 4.
Okay.
And we also have live music the whole time.
Wow.
We will have different artists that are getting signed up to play live music. And that'll be up in the 6-sided small pavilion on the grass. And then the mountain artists will set up we have our information booth in the big pavilion.
Okay.
And then we will also have a mountain artist booth in there and a silent auction. And we're selling t-shirts also
Cool.
for the festival.